What's up everybody, what's going on? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. And with today's new video, what I wanted to kind of talk about is kind of my thesis or my hypothesis with regards to low back disc herniation healing. So what I wanted to just start this video with is my personal experience with regards to how I was able to kind of heal myself and become pain-free. And I credit the inversion table as the best accessory tool or kind of complementary tool to my recovery. Now, like I've said previously, inversion therapy is not for everyone, as it could make some people's cases worse potentially, but it could actually significantly help others. And so what I've kind of noticed just from talking to people is that some people that get better from it tend to get significantly better, whereas the ones that kind of use it and get worse tend to kind of get maybe significantly worse, or maybe it causes a flare up with their pain. And there could be multiple reasons for that, and a lot of those reasons could be maybe related to arthritic joints, maybe issues with the end plates, and it could be just maybe issues with the disc itself and certain physiological problems going on when going from a state of compression to a decompression back to compression. And we're talking about significant decompression and then going back to kind of that compression state, which could maybe cause complications with some people, but in others it could cause relief of nerve pain, and maybe just that feeling of being better, or just kind of by expanding the spine, one may get relief, pain relief specifically, and maybe even help with healing. So my kind of experience and my kind of what I preach and kind of my thesis, I believe, with regards to the inversion table has always been that with someone with a low back disc herniation, they may get benefits from going on and doing that kind of decompression therapy via an inversion table for a few minutes, and then going and lying on the ground with maybe a pillow or two under their hips and just staying in that position where they're lying on the ground, lying on their stomach with a pillow or two under their hips. And the effects of gravity will essentially pull the disc back into position or pull the nucleus material back into position. So that's kind of always been my thesis or hypothesis with regards to healing, and that's what I specifically found helpful for myself, and that's why I believe that. And there's been others that have kind of used this based on my recommendations, and I've also experienced significant benefits as well. So just wanted to kind of talk about this for this video, because if we actually look back to kind of McGills Research, which he conducted a research study on pig spines, and he actually looked at the effectiveness of the McKenzie stretch in determining if it would be effective or not, if it actually worked in migrating the nucleus back into position when it's already bulging. So what McGill found was that in discs with severe disc height loss, there was no benefit from doing those extension positions, going into the hyperextension positions or those extension positions. But with discs that had a mild disc height loss, there was actually benefits from doing those McKenzie stretches or going into those extension postures that the nucleus material would go back into place. So right there we see that disc height is playing a factor and playing a role. So now with an inversion table, kind of the premise behind it is that now we're causing a change in the spine. And so when we go on a decompression table or inversion table, we're going to lengthen our spine out. So upon hanging upside down for a minute or two or a couple minutes, and then we get off it, we are at a taller standing height than we were before getting onto it. That's just because of the expansion and the decompression effect, because we're taking ourselves out of compression and going to decompression. And so we also know with the research regarding to kind of the diurnal changes associated with the spine, we are taller in the morning when compared to just before going to bed. And the reason being is because we stay in that decompression state of laying down when we're sleeping for 8, 9, 10 hours or whatnot. Our spine gets into a lengthened position where our discs are more hydrated. So the whole point I'm just kind of trying to tie together here is that with someone with maybe disc height loss and someone maybe with kind of a herniated disc, by going on to an inversion table, engaging that decompression therapy, we could lengthen things out, and then by going into that position where we're laying on our stomach with maybe a pillow or two under our hips, we can pull that disc herniation back into place. Now keep in mind guys, this is for a low back posterior disc herniation. Now, with all that being said, kind of what would be interesting to see and what would be kind of an interesting maybe thesis topic or maybe dissertation topic for one to do is to actually look at the effectiveness. And if someone were to kind of replicate McGill's work and to see if maybe putting those pig spines under a form of inversion therapy or decompression therapy just prior to doing the extension stretches, and then maybe having another group that just kind of lays on their stomach, and then maybe have a group that doesn't do the decompression effects, they just do the McKenzie stretches. See kind of the differences with what they may see, and if maybe that nucleus material goes further back into place after doing that inversion kind of therapy or decompression therapy. So the whole point I'm just trying to say is that by expanding the disc out, you're reducing the bulging or herniated nucleus material. That expands things. It might be easier to pull the nucleus material back into place by laying on your stomach or maybe going into those extension positions. Now, I don't advise the McKenzie stretches or those extension positions whatsoever because of the issues related to the facet joints that could occur over the long term, or with someone specifically with extension-based issues as well, or arthritic facet joints. That's why I don't recommend those, and that's why I just recommend kind of lying on the stomach. But anyways, wanted to kind of talk about that because that would be an interesting kind of maybe research study for one to kind of explore and develop. And that's always kind of been my approach and kind of my thesis or hypothesis with regards to healing of a disc herniation in the low back, specifically a posterior disc herniation. Now keep in mind though, healing occurs via the physiological processes in our body that allow for healing to occur. And so everyone's kind of back issues and disc herniations are going to be different, and their pain triggers are going to be different. So always the key is to avoid the pain triggers that one experiences or one may develop in order for healing to occur and to kind of prevent future damage from occurring. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys and wondering what your thoughts are. And I'm just curious to see if any of you guys have actually implemented what I kind of personally did. I know there's some of you guys out there that have actually shared that experience with me, and you found that to be very beneficial, where you've used an inversion table and then you just went to lie on your stomach with a pillow or two under your hips and just kind of stayed in that position. You found it to be very beneficial for you. And I know some of you as well have had bad experiences with an inversion table as well, and it's made your pain worse. But I would just kind of love to hear your thoughts if you're someone that has actually tried that, your experience, if it actually has helped you, if it made things maybe worse, who knows? I would just kind of love to hear your thoughts with regards to that, and even what you think with regards to that, as I believe that using the inversion table can be a significantly great resource and accessory tool to someone that already has a good recovery program intact and in development. Now, it's not for everyone, and that's going to depend on certain issues that an individual has or certain problems with regards to their lower back and the degree or severity of their problems. But I find that the people that do get benefits from an inversion table tend to get significant ones, and obviously there's some people that may get worse. But that's it for this video, guys. Love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, we'll wrap this up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, wish you guys all the best and a successful and productive day, and take care.